I was definitely raised in a house to believe in the goodness in others and the ability for people to grow and change and become a better version of themselves, always and forever. And so that alone was very inspiring to continue to develop my skills, to also continue to encourage that in other people. Kids have major emotions all the time and really just don't even understand what's happening to them. So to be able to go into classrooms and to teach children about their brain and to teach them about, the function of the amygdala, and that, that amygdala is certainly there to protect us with that fight, flight, or freeze in the moments of emergency. But if it's responding to situations as if there's an emergency when it's not emergent, that's not all on you. You to understand that in that moment, you've got that heightened state, and you really genuinely potentially responded in a way that was much bigger than your problem, but it wasn't just because you were intentionally trying to be mean or do the wrong thing. That was just you not knowing how to manage those big feelings that got you to your emotional brain. And so to teach kids that, to put that kind of power in their laps, to understand what's happening to them when some of those moments happen, I mean, there is so much power in that, it's incredible. To see the children who come every day, and some of them facing absolutely phenomenal adversity that I couldn't even fathom in my life. And yet to watch them come every day despite all of the barriers that they may have and the resilience that they display, again, you can't not feel inspired and want to be the best you can be, because how can you be anything less? There is nothing more rewarding than to see a child who genuinely is struggling to be okay, and that just by the way that they're presenting, their poor little mind is just, it is in their emotional state. They're just not in their thinking brain. And for the longest time, kids would have really, really big feelings, and we almost wanted to gravitate towards they were being bad. They're not being bad. No child wants to be bad. That's not at all how we're wired. What they're dealing with is they're just dealing with a whole lot of emotions that they don't know what else to deal with. So when you genuinely know that things that you have worked with a child and things that you have taught a child truly ends up making a difference in the moment, and they're able to say to you, you know what, Mrs. Hamilton, I took a breath today, instead of doing something first that I would have regretted later, and I've had so many kids say to me when I teach them, about the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex and the interactions of that and the hippocampus and how we truly manage that and how we keep ourselves just right. When you give kids that kind of understanding and those kinds of tools, and they can apply that in the moment, and when you're processing with them, they can say, I genuinely don't even remember saying that, Mrs. Hamilton, and I can say, I know you don't. I know you don't, because where were you in your brain? And when they can say that back to you, I mean, that is just such power that they then have over themselves. And that's what it's all about. And so if my career can continue to help push that and help that develop, that is absolutely what I could be most thankful for in life.